whoever the new coach is, has to turn around Russell Wilson. Tim Hasselbeck, can it be done?
I believe it can be done. First of all, they are getting a new coach because of Russell Wilson. Let's just stop for a second. Let's
quarterback plays great. Coach doesn't get fired.
If Russell Wilson was playing great, Nathaniel Hackett would still be head coach. So let's cut through some of it and have a little bit of realness in this conversation. They're getting a new head coach because Russell has been awful, and so the question is he fixable? So in my mind, can he play significantly better than he's played this year? I would say yes, and the reason is this. When you look at career, passer rating over 100, Russell Wilson is on a short list with Patrick Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers on that list. His previous 2 seasons in Denver, 65 touchdown passes, 19 interceptions. So most guys at any position don't all of a sudden forget how to play the position. He's been terrible this year. Can he be almost at a starter level? Can he, in terms of top 15 quarterback, can he play like that again? I think that he can.
The biggest name on the head coaching carousel this offseason is going to be Sean Payton, who moved on from the Saints after last year, and it seems like he's looking to get back in. Is that the kind of guy that could fix Russell Wilson?
Sean Payton's off. To answer your question, yes. All right, go ahead, Nick. You got it.
No, you good. You got it, Sacho.
Well, no, my whole point is this. Sean Payton is an offensive mastermind, offensive genius. So you bring in Sean Payton to your offense will be significantly better. But if Sean Payton, and I'm not saying he's doing this, but if he has the mindset of, I don't want to go there because of Russell Wilson, I could go anywhere I want to, let him go anywhere he wants to. He's not the only coach out there that can help your team win games, right? There's only 32 head coaching jobs in the NFL. The money is guaranteed. You have weapons defensively for sure, and offensively you can bring out the best in them. And so, yes, Sean Payton could be an answer, but he's not the only answer.
Look, a couple years ago, remember Russell put out that list of teams he would consider a trade to, and the Saints were on it, right? And that was a Sean Payton Saints team, and I think there was probably some mutual interest in making that happen. Nick, what do you think about the possibility of a Sean Payton-Russell Wilson marriage in Denver?
Well, I think Russell Wilson would really like that. Is part of the reason why is because Sean Payton made his name with an undersized quarterback in Drew Brees, turning him at a second location. It would be a very similar situation, and they're hard to find places to blame other than Russell Wilson with this offense because they got plenty of weapons. The offensive line is more than good enough. The problem has been Russell Wilson, and it's hard for me to get excited if I were Sean Payton, who was linked to Tom Brady last year. It's hard to then get excited about going here and trying to figure out what the problem is with Russell Wilson. I think he's probably one of the coaches who may be capable of doing it, but why go tie yourself to Russell Wilson when, based on his contract situation, he is going to be your quarterback for the foreseeable future? And I don't know that Sean Payton would want to sign up for that. That's a job for some other coach if I'm him. I'm going somewhere that I feel more secure at the quarterback position.
Yeah, because the question, should the Broncos try to hire Sean Payton? Yes, they should. Should Sean Payton want to go there? I don't think so. And the reason I say that is because what I found interesting in having conversations yesterday with GMs and personnel execs was there wasn't one unanimous answer when it came to Russell and this season and his legacy and has he lost his step. The responses range from 9 Pro Bowls, 2 Super Bowl appearances, 1-1, 40,000 passing yards. And if you go there, you can say you were the guy that fixed Russell Wilson. Other responses I got were, if he struggles next year, then this clearly affects his legacy. He is not a guy who has shown that he can elevate a team. He's a guy who has shown that he needs a supporting cast. Some of the responses were even worse. It was this, no one predicted he would be this bad, but this just confirms what we all knew, that he was a product of the Seattle machine. So the responses are varied, and that to me is the red flag, that people in the league aren't unified on Russell.
People are not taking the Denver job because Russell's there. Let's just assume Arizona becomes open. Right. Listen, you're going there and you're dealing with Kyler Murray. Who'd you rather deal with? To me, people are not turning these jobs down because they're tied to a quarterback there, whether it's Russ, whether it's, listen, if someone takes over Carolina, that's a mess there. They're going to be starting from scratch with somebody that might be worse than Russell Wilson.
Fact is, whoever gets the head coach job in Denver, if Russell doesn't start to play better, that guy's not going to be there very long either. Sure. That's what it really comes down to.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.